Winners and losers on Wall Street. Financial expert Rob Black joining us with his perspective on all these headlines that we're seeing. Rob, good morning. I'm looking at the markets right now, and it's sort of just bobbing along, maybe dipping a little bit negative here at the moment. What are you seeing?
March was a good month, and I don't want it to end because we got back to January levels on Wall Street, which kind of erases the January-February wipeout. We're still down for the year, but not as bad. But there's questions right now after having a big rally. Did we go up too fast? We're still waiting on Ukraine. We're still waiting on oil to fall. We're still waiting on inflation to get under control. We're still waiting on the Federal Reserve. 2022's got a lot of headwinds. We're going to say this a lot this year. Some stats out there for us to consider today. 1 out of 5 American workers can't live paycheck to paycheck without dipping into savings. That's up from 15% this time last year. So it's getting tougher out there. It's 20% now. I saw a really cool stat out of Walgreens today. They expect 50% of all prescription to be filled by robots by the year 2025, as pharmacists are taking on other roles inside of the drugstores. Refis are down 60% year over year, which is the beginning of the end for the current housing boom. Unless the stock market takes off or rates go lower, affordability is going to be very tough to find a down payment for people and a monthly payment that works. And Wendy's, this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
They've signed with Facebook in their Horizon world to open a Wendy's in virtual real estate. Believe it or not, this is pretty big, James, because you and I could buy the White House in virtual real estate if we wanted to.
So this is all like the metaverse that they keep talking about.
Yeah. So Facebook's metaverse is called Horizon.
Okay.
And right now, you and I can go there, and they're tinkering with it. Where like a couple weeks ago, you get too close to me, and you get too close to me, and like, back off, you're ruining the metaverse. So they started setting some rules on the metaverse, and they're starting to sell land in the metaverse as well at Facebook.
I guess I'm still having a tough time wrapping my head around what I would do with that then. Like, is there supposed to be some sort of like virtual commerce then that builds up in this metaverse? Or are people going to make money doing this?
Nike loves it. Nike's one of the biggest players so far in the metaverse. Trying to cut out the middleman. You go to Nike, you can play Michael Jordan in basketball. You can try on, you can take a look at different types of shoes. You can order them. They'll be delivered to you in the real world. So physical retail and metaverse retail, it's just another way of touching the customer without actually paying people and or getting physical space in a mall.
Interesting. I think it's, for me, it's probably like when the internet first started, it took a while for people to start understanding what the potential of that was and how it was going to be life-changing. I guess we're on the cusp of the same thing with the metaverse. We'll have to see. You know, you mentioned
I've seen a couple concerts online, and I'm not saying it's good enough, but it's moving the right direction.
Okay. All right. Let's turn our attention to Amazon. I guess we had done stories a while back about them, you know, maybe experimenting with delivering packages with drones, and then that kind of sort of petered off. But I guess you're finding out they've been testing it this whole time, huh?
Yeah, they went from a very secret test last year to a more direct one that they're going to start this year in Lockford, California. Don't know where that is, in College Station, Texas. Here's the problem. We've been talking about Prime Air for 10 years. 10 years ago, almost the date, Jeff Bezos was on 60 Minutes. And there's a cool video of Amazon drones. This could be the video from 10 years ago for all I know. The point being is it didn't happen very quickly. Now they're going to try in these 2 cities, a big test in 2022. 3,000 items. They all have to be 5 pounds or less. You only get 1 item at a time. Beauty and pharmacy seems to be the 2 areas that would work well in because they're very light products. If you need aspirin or baby diaper cream or, you know, shampoo, those kind of ideas. 1 hour delivery or less. But the problem was last year, one of the drones kind of tripped up in the air and started a forest fire. And the other problem they have is that they can't really land in a yard without a pet going crazy. And they don't want any pets cut or hurt in the process. They're now trying to shimmy it down a rope the last 6 feet. I don't get it. You're seeing a lot of 15-minute delivery services in New York pop up and go out of business. I don't know if we need 1 hour delivery. For rural areas, it makes a little bit of sense.
Right. Which Lockford kind of is. I'm familiar with Lockford. I pass through it every time I go up to South Lake Tahoe because I take 88, and it's just north of Stockton. So it'll be interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out. for drones buzzing overhead. We ran out of time.
I got to imagine the South shotguns are going to be like, I saw a nuclear missile coming out my neighbor's house. I shot it down.
Don't be surprised. You have people getting pretty picky about their property lines. Absolutely. We ran out of time to talk about, you know, cannabis legislation possibly working through the federal government and how that could impact. But I really want to talk about that. Can we save that for tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll touch base on it then. Rob, thank you as always. If you have other topics you'd like him to chat about, let him know. Facebook, Twitter, email him directly at rob@robblack.com. We'll work it into our discussions. Thank you, Rob.